o'clock morning edition, as we'll talk about Horse Cave Police Chief Sean Henry taking the stand in Hart District Court this week, and he was asked directly if he had planted evidence on a Glasgow attorney's client. You'll hear what his answer was at 7 o'clock. Now, on March the 19th at 10:32 p.m., Officer Mark Johnson with the Cave City Police Department saw a 2006 gold Ford passenger car traveling on South Dixie Highway with only one headlight, a cracked windshield, and excessive window tint. Officer Johnson made a traffic stop in the Minute Mart parking lot and made contact with the driver, 22-year-old Jesse Guthrie of Edmonton. When Officer Johnson asked for his operator's license, proof of insurance, and registration, according to the press release, he noticed Guthrie appeared to be extremely nervous and began frantically searching in the center console for the registration and insurance. When Officer Johnson positioned himself to where he could also see inside the console, Guthrie immediately closed it. Upon checking Guthrie's information through dispatch, they confirmed he had an active probation violation warrant from Metcalfe County. Guthrie was then asked for consent to search the vehicle due to his nervousness he was displaying. Consent was granted, and the search yielded 2 large bags of marijuana, several other large bags with a small amount of marijuana inside, and digital scales. He was placed under arrest, charged with 1 headlight, obstructed windshield, no insurance card, excessive window tint, no registration, drug paraphernalia, trafficking in marijuana. He was transported to the Barron County Detention Center. And here's Ernie Myers from the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce.
Ernie Myers at the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce. Just wanted to tell you that this afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we shall have a ribbon cutting at Miracle Ear. Miracle Ear will have its grand opening at 101 State Avenue. That's Suite E this afternoon, 2 o'clock, celebrating their move to a new location. So come out and help us celebrate their new move with the ribbon cutting, 101 State Avenue, Suite E. That's Miracle Ear, and we sure do appreciate their chamber membership, and let's celebrate their new location. So that's what's happening with the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce, working together, building a better community.
Utilities get corporate tax cuts, and the PSC makes them kick back a portion to their customers. The PSC has reduced the total annual revenue of KU and Louisville Gas and Electric by $203.8 million to reflect the reduction they see in federal corporate income taxes. Now, the federal tax law was enacted back in December, and it reduced the corporate income tax rate from 35% to 21% beginning this year, substantially reducing the tax burden on for-profit investor-owned utilities. Now, this reduced burden, in turn, reduces the amount of revenue that they'll need in order to offer their investors an opportunity to earn a reasonable return. Now, the PSC opened the case to examine the effect of these tax changes on other investor-owned utilities. Most of the tax bill's impacts fall in 2 areas: savings from the immediate reduction in the corporate tax rate and the effect on deferred tax liabilities that utilities carry on their books, and they may need to be refunded to ratepayers. Now, the revenue reduction will be reflected in a credit, the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, SIR credit that will appear on KU and LGE customer bills. The SIR credit will take effect April the 1st and will extend through April the 30th of 2019. It will reflect both ongoing tax savings and additional credit for the first 3 months of this year. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 6:21 a.m., 32 degrees. And if you're wondering about school closings this morning, Barron County closed today. Metcalfe County students, you're not going either. Hart County, you are closed as well. Again, Barron, Metcalfe, and Hart County schools are closed.
This is Zach Owen with this week's Trojan Report. Interested in live production, film, broadcasting, media production, marketing, social media management, or even graphic design? Then you need to join the BCHS Live online video production. To sign up, go to online at www.bchslive and fill out the BCHS Live questionnaire form, and they will be in contact with you as soon as possible. There will be a BCHS senior parent meeting on Tuesday, March 27th at 6 p.m. in the BCHS library. All committees will be formed for senior breakfast. Baccalaureate speakers will be chosen and calendars distributed. The BCHS Beta Club is hosting a mother-son dance on March 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Trojan Academy gym. All mothers and sons, grandmothers and grandsons, aunts and nephews, etc. are welcome to attend. The cost is $10 per couple and $5 for each additional child. Tickets are available at the door only. Email stephanie.esters@barron.kyschools.us for more information. The BCHS football team is sponsoring a spring expo on Saturday, April 28th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the Barron County High School gym. Admission is $1 per person. All type vendors are invited to join. A 12x12 booth rental is $30. A silent auction is also planned. Vendors are requested to donate an item to the silent auction from their booth. Email jackson.arnett@barron.kyschools.us for an application. Booth fees and admission proceeds will benefit the football team. And congratulations to the BCHS football team on their performance at the Monroe County Lift-a-thon this past weekend, where the team placed second overall. And on the sports calendar for this week, today the freshman softball team will be at Allen County, Scottsville, and the JV baseball team will travel to Bardstown, Bethlehem. Tomorrow, the softball teams will be at South Warren. The JV basketball team will be at South Warren. And the track teams are at Glasgow, and the tennis teams will host Metcalfe County. Friday, the baseball teams will take on Louisville Desales at the Bowling Green Ballpark. For a daily rundown on what's happening at BCHS, tune in to our student-led radio station, 88.7 FM, and on weekday mornings at 7 a.m. and afternoons around 3 p.m. And that's all for this week's Trojan Report from Barron County High School, where we value pride through preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. We are BC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. The second day of spring could mean 4 inches of snow in some spots in Kentucky. The National Weather Service is leaving a winter storm warning in place for Louisville and the Jefferson County area until 2 p.m. Most of the remainder of the state will stay under a winter weather advisory until around 2 p.m. A death investigation is underway in Laurel County. Officials discovered a body in a home off Hunter's Trace Tuesday afternoon. Police are searching for Kenneth W. Lipscomb, a person of interest for the death. Police say he may be dangerous and could have a weapon. The Kentucky Senate passes its own version of a 2-year spending plan.
The Senate voted 26-11 after a long debate to pass the proposal. The bill allocates money earmarked for legislative retirement funding and sends it to the underfunded public pension system and fully funds the required state allocation for the teachers' retirement fund. The bill does not include tax increases for cigarettes and opioids like what was proposed in the House's plan. The two chambers will now have to iron out their differences and come up with one solid plan. I'm Haley Hansen.
An Indianapolis man found not guilty by reason of insanity in the death of a child is sentenced for assault charges. Ronald Exantis is accused of breaking into a Versailles home and stabbing 6-year-old Logan Tipton to death in 2015.
Drove over 100 miles to a town he had never been before, got into the home of strangers and killed a 6-year-old child. Because that's not insanity, I don't know what is.
That's defense attorney Kim Green. A jury recommended a 20-year sentence for Exantis. A judge will formally charge him next month. And Louisville Cardinals are out of the NIT tournament. The Cardinals fell to Mississippi State 79-56 last night. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Love great art? Reserve your tickets early and see the Speed Art Museum.
At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
The news you've
Johnson County schools are closed today as well. Monroe County schools are going to open 1 hour late.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time is 6:28 at the studios of WCLU, who recorded about 1,700 inch of precipitation in the rain gauge. You translate that, and it comes out to about a half an inch of snow. And we're urging people to drive with caution because we are right on that freezing line. And just be aware, build some extra moments into your commute today. In area funeral announcements this hour, Joyce Lee Butler, age 84, of Glasgow, died Monday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. Her husband was the late Jesse Richard Butler. Mrs. Butler and her husband lived in northwest Indiana for many years. She graduated from Hammond High School, Indiana University, Purdue University, and Sawyer's Business College. She taught school at Jefferson School in Hammond. She later went to work for the federal government while in Indiana and transferred to Kentucky when they moved to Glasgow after her husband's retirement. She was a member of the Beta Sigma Phi and the Park City Homemakers. She and her husband transferred their church membership to the Old Zion United Methodist Church. Survivors include two daughters, Diana Kuntz of Paw Paw, Michigan, and Lisa Nicholas of Glasgow, a son, John Moss of Glasgow, two stepdaughters, Belinda Staley of Illinois and Karen Gillespie of Indiana, 13 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. Services for Joyce Lee Butler will be at 11 o'clock on Friday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Butler-Huffman Cemetery. Visitation begins at 2 p.m. Thursday afternoon. Timmy Lee Young, age 63, of Edmonton, died Tuesday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. He was the son of the late Sam and Clara Coomer Young. He is survived by two sisters, Bobby Tomlin and Mary Coomer, both of Edmonton. One brother, Jimmy Young of Tampa, Florida. Graveside service for Timmy Lee Young will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Smith Cemetery at Sulphur Well, with the Butler Funeral Home in charge. Alice Faye Scott Bryant, age 69, of Tompkinsville, died Monday at Monroe County Medical Center. Faye is survived by two daughters, Susan Gullett of Summershade and Leslie White of Tompkinsville, a son, Billy Joe Bryant of Greenfield, Indiana, two brothers, Morris Scott of Tompkinsville and Jeff Morris Scott of Glendale, one sister, Mary Gay Condra of Greenfield, Indiana, 9 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. Services for Alice Faye Scott Bryant will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Old Mount Hermon Cemetery. Visitation will be today from 3 p.m. until 8 p.m. and after 6 a.m. Thursday at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home. Donations are suggested for funeral expenses. Eugene Paul, age 36, of Radcliffe, died Thursday at U of L Hospital. He was the son of Michael Smith and the late Francis McAtee, a member of the Mezzanine Zion Church and an employee of Metals in Elizabethtown. Along with his father, he is survived by his wife, Deshauna Paul of Radcliffe, sons DeMarcus Paul and Trayvon Paul, both of Louisville, and Amari Paul of Radcliffe, daughters, Alacia Paul of Louisville, Armani Paul and Emma Paul, both of Radcliffe, brothers William Thomas Paul of Evansville, Travis Paul of Owensboro, and James Paul of Park City. Sisters Angeline Paul of Owensboro, Melinda Ryder of Providence, Fran Paul and Letitia Duron, both of Bowling Green. His father and mother-in-law, Glenn and Pamela Peeler of Radcliffe. Service for Eugene Paul will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at Owens Chapel Baptist Church in Cave City. Burial to follow in the Owens Chapel Church Cemetery. Visitation from 5 until 8 tonight at the church. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Services for Rusty Walker Anderson, age 47, of Glasgow, will be at 2 p.m. Thursday at the Glasgow Baptist Church. Burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home begins this afternoon at 1 p.m. and continues Thursday morning at Glasgow Baptist Church from 10 until time for service. Expressions of sympathy may be made to the American Cancer Society or the Kentucky Sheriff's Boys and Girls Ranch in Gilbertsville, Kentucky. Service for Georgiana Buchanan Fisher, age 67, of Scottsville, will be Thursday at 1 p.m. at the Scottsville First United Methodist Church, with burial to follow in the Crescent Hill Cemetery in Scottsville. Visitation is in progress at the Harwood and Strode Funeral Home. Services for Joanne Alexander Self, age 83, of Bowling Green, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Brownsville Missionary Baptist Church. Burial to follow in the Alexander Cemetery. Visitation in progress at Grayville Funeral Home. And after 10 o'clock Wednesday at the church. Service for Roberta Decker, age 90, of Mammoth Cave, will be today at 11 o'clock at the Jock United Baptist Church, with interment to be in the Jock Cemetery. Patton Funeral Home in Brownsville is in charge. Services for Michael Vern Stewart, age 53, of Glasgow, will be at 10 o'clock today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Fairview Cemetery in Bowling Green. Services for Deborah K. Anderson, age 58, of Bowling Green, will be at 10 o'clock today at the Hardy & Son Bowling Green Chapel. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
All been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Legendberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Legendberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
6:36 now, WCLU, waking up with 32 degrees. I'm glad we're staying there because much lower. And as Transportation Director at Barron County Schools, Chip Jenkins, told me earlier this morning, it's just too much on the line to freeze to get folks out in buses and risk having something tragic happen. So, Barron County schools are closed today. Metcalfe County schools are closed. Hart County, Edmondson County schools are closed, and Monroe County schools are running 1 hour late. Let's check in with the Weather Channel this morning, get a handle on the way things are expected to shape up today.
Winter weather advisory remains in effect through 1 o'clock this afternoon. Snow showers tapering to an end for us here this morning. It'll be cloudy and cold as we head through the afternoon. Temperatures reaching highs today only in the low part of the 40s. Clouds decrease here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Sunshine settling in for tomorrow. Not as cold, but still 10-plus degrees below average. Highs tomorrow, low 50s. Cloudy and mid-50s for Friday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Looking at the WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen, most of the precip is now to the east-southeast, where we have some snow falling fairly regular over Somerset, Kentucky this morning, on down into the London-Corbin area. But things pretty much are tapering off here in south-central Kentucky. We did get 0.17 of an inch of something in the bucket, mostly slush if all that slush went down in there. Wind's out of the west. It's a little bite to it when you come around the corner and 11 miles an hour hits you in the face. But that's about where we are this morning. And those winds are blowing out of the west. 100% humidity, and as I said, 1,700, 7 inch of slush in the bucket this morning. 32 degrees now from WCLU. It is 6:38. Remember, no school in Barron County, Metcalfe County, Hart County, Edmonson County. Monroe County is 1 hour late.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Check out the deals at Gillyhide Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new.
The 21st day of March. Glad you're with us here on WCLU. In fact, I'm going to play the Ralphie's Fun Center commercial to remind you who sponsors the birthdays. Those fun-loving folk at Ralphie's.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
All right, let me get over here and talk about some birthdays today and tell you about the folks who are celebrating. For example, we've got Jerry Mays with a birthday. It's Steve Richardson celebrating. Happy birthday to Ruth Ann Sexton. Heather Hayden is celebrating a birthday today. It's Caden Richardson. Caden, we understand, is 8. Jayla Escamilla is 5. Miss Terry Murray has a birthday today. Larry Martin celebrates. Donald Ford. We have twin brother and sister, Randy and Brandy Driver. That's Randy and Brandy Driver sharing birthdays today. And it's Lisa Brody's birthday today, too. I want to make sure I got that right. And yes, I do. I think we are up to date here. 651-9149-800-956-1023. And online, it's a simple click from WCLUradio.com. 32 degrees here at WCLU. Still ahead, we're going to check the archives. This growing season in southern Kentucky
2017 Ram 1500. Or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gillyhide is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of
John Deere sprayers for maximum yield, to fertilizers and nutritionals, seed, soil sampling, and crop consulting. We even have pull spreaders on hand for pasture or hay. Look for the big green roof at the corner of Bowling Green Road and Reynolds Road. Call the store at 270-629-CROP or 629-2767 or contact Ricky Houchins at 270-670-7770 and he'll come to see you. Crop Production Services. We're your next farm input provider. 642, 32 degrees. Let me tell you about Matea Wyatt. Matea Wyatt is going to be 18 today. Congratulations. Let me also talk about today being part of cleanup week. You put that snow shovel away and shovel some of the stuff that needs cleaning up around here. For example, they're going to be open today starting at 7:30 at the East Barron Volunteer Fire Department. Yes, it's the day that East Barron will be taking in all of the things that you don't need or that are cluttering up and littering things up. So be sure and head out to East Barron starting at 7:30 this morning. Tomorrow it'll be the Haywood and Austin Volunteer Fire Department's turn. Let's see, we have, what else do we have here today? We have the Glasgow Cleanup Week continues through Friday. On your regular garbage day, put your items out near the curb or near the garbage can and away from utility poles. And then the Cave Citywide cleanup is continuing through Saturday, 8 till 4, over at the dumpster located across from the firehouse at the recycling location. So let's clean this place up around here, you know. Good incentive. A lot of folks helping, too. Well, we have to go back sometimes and look at the way we were. And sometimes that explains a lot of things. And I'm going to do that this morning in behalf of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. Boy, do they enjoy hearing good things about the archives and seeing what we learn about ourselves in the archives. And also the Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Certainly proud to be taking care of so many folks, so many patients who depend on the Tony Hogan Health Clinic for their well-being. And he's a proud sponsor of the archives today, too.
One of the realities of old man winter is things need repairing. But when spring comes, don't be in a rush to get your agricultural or industrial equipment back up and running. Call Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services today and get those repairs done before spring. And even if you have a smaller operation or you just need some odds and ends for your home repairs, Joseph A. Wade is here to meet those needs as well. Joseph A. Wade is located on Industrial Drive in Glasgow, family owned and operated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is nurse practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
All right, again, remember, Barron County schools are closed today, so are the Metcalfe County schools. Hart County is closed. Edmondson County is closed. And Monroe County is running on a 1-hour late basis today.
Guess who I just spoke with?
Who's that?
Miss Delcy Hurt.
Oh, you did?
Sweetest lady in the world.
Yeah. She's good to wake you up around
She
here.
told me I was her favorite around here.
Well, I'm glad to know that.
She did not say that. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you know, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I didn't ask her, so she may have.
Okay, well, you know. It's good to get started with nice folks.
Way better than getting started with not nice folks.
That's right. I'm not going to say anything. It's just time to move into the archives.
If you insist.
All right, this is a piece of our history. This tells a pretty good story right here. 1918.
Okay.
Here's two advertisements that were in the Glasgow Republican in 1918. Okay.
Okay.
In the same issue, I guess. First of all, it says now ready for delivery. We have the 6-cylinder, also the 4, both in touring and roadster. Valve in the head makes the most powerful car on the road. So call at Glasgow Motors Company and let us demonstrate for you. Glasgow Buick Company.
Valve in the head?
Yeah, valve in the head. You know, take that air in the head. and feed that fuel. But that was in 1918. Go down to Glasgow Buick Company and check out the 6-cylinder and the 4-cylinder.
See, you can tell what was important to people back then was whether or not the car ran good.
Yeah, that's right.
Now it's like what it looks like.
Well, and let me go over to the other advertisement in the same newspaper. Another carload of good work horses and mules will arrive at the G.H. Davis Stable on East Broadway Saturday. Will be sold privately. Farmers will do well to see this stuff before buying. Also, some good road horses, all well broke to harness, from 2 to 6 years old. Boy, that's an interesting. You've got, a whole carload of horses coming here that have all been broken or road ready.
Right.
The same advertisement, same paper with the advertisement for the, the valve in the head deal. 1918.
Oh, times have changed.
Times they were a-changing. Didn't Bob Dylan do a song about that?
I think he may have.
Yeah. All right.
I know Bob Dylan.
Yeah, this...
Not like some of these other people that you bring up that nobody's ever heard of.
Well, you know who he is, right?
Dude, I had a Henry moment yesterday.
Yeah. What was that?
So we're at the Cultural Center for the Lunch with Local Leaders, and the song "Don't Worry, Be Happy" by Bobby McFerrin. So I was making the introduction. Billy Ray spoke to the group that I had there, and as I was making his introduction, I said, while much of the country was bobbing their heads to the Bobby McFerrin hit, "Don't Worry, Be Happy," and these kids looked at me, and I said, "Don't worry, be happy," and like 3 out of 50 knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I just stood there. I was like, this is what Henry must feel like in the morning.
And they were listening to oldies, too, when they heard that song.
I'm saying.
Well, it's, just all in perspective.
Well, I can't believe they didn't know "Don't Worry, Be Happy." So I guess that's how you feel when you're like, I can't believe.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't know, White Christmas. Or...
I know White Christmas. It's not that serious.
Sorry. All right, 1928. This day in 1928, 7 bids were opened here last week by the trustees of the community hospital. The bids, after checking, were forwarded to New York City for examination by the Commonwealth Fund. Figures were not made public. Local bidders were J. Fred Pace of Marrowbone. Decision of the Commonwealth Foundation will be known in the next few days. Fascinating part of the history of our hospital. There was a benevolent group of people in New York called the Commonwealth Fund that helped communities get their own hospitals. And this fund, actually I think it's still in existence, but back in 1928, they were having to run things through them, and it was a good deal.
That's pretty cool.
But they also had to approve the plans to build it.
Right.
So that's pretty smart. Not going to just give you a bunch of money for nothing.
Ain't that it?
We need to know what it is.
Everybody thought that way.
1938. This was the day, and this would have been quite the scene right up the street from us here in 1938.
Okay.
Work of raising the roof of the Trigg Theater and removing the posts in front of it is now underway. A plate support across the front will allow removal of the posts and let the entrance be flush with the street, thus creating a larger lobby. Yes. When you went to the show, you wanted plenty of room to loiter out in the lobby.
Loitering.
As opposed to standing out on the street. And so this raising of the roof and getting rid of the post and putting in the plate support accommodated all that.
I'm pro-loitering.
1938 at the Trigg Theater. 1948, this story from Goodnight. Patricia Penny is the name of the baby born to Mr. and Ms. Earl McGlasson at Community Hospital on March the 11th. So we had a young lady McGlasson born. And if you notice here, 1948, we had advanced enough to where that the mother was getting some credit.
I mean, she does all the work. Hello.
But I mean, in the 20s now, they wouldn't have mentioned the mother.
It's probably because the only people writing stories back then were men.
That's
Once
right.
women got the power of the press.
Well, there's probably something to that.
Guarantee it.
1958, this was a day where a bill was introduced to the recent legislative session jointly by Senator Lloyd Green and Representative James Newberry, and passed changing Glasgow from a 5th class to a 3rd class city. What about that? We jumped a whole class.
I think we're a 1st class city.
First class went from 5th class to a 3rd class city. It was signed Tuesday by Governor Chandler. Transition of the city government to the new classification will involve much study and considerable action on the part of the present council and it'll be many months before the matter can be worked out by Mayor Grissom and his council.
That's all he needs, more government study.
Until the transfer is completed, present ordinances and the form of government are going to continue in force. We're not going to change it till we can. So,
well, because they can't. I mean, what does that mean? That's like somebody says, "I found it in the last place I looked."
Yeah, that's
why
exactly
would you keep
where it
looking
was.
if you found it?
That's right. And so, thanks to Senator Green and Representative Newberry for getting us to a third-class city.
Doing things they can.
Exactly right. 1968, in the archives, we have a I don't know. This is in the archives. I'll use it, but I'm going to use it for the other people involved. This was the day in 1968. There was a picture in the Glasgow Daily Times about winners of the Glasgow Elementary Spelling Bee.
Okay.
From Happy Valley was my first cousin, Randolph Wilson III.
Really?
From Bunch School was Miss Beth Campbell. Now, let me tell you about Beth Campbell.
Okay.
She was an excellent student here, and today, when you call the Associated Press in Louisville, you'll probably talk to Beth Campbell, who is the big editor in a big position of responsibility at the Louisville Associated Press. Beth Campbell. Her father was a minister here at the First Christian Church for a number of years, and she went to school here, and she won the spelling bee. And from Liberty Street, it was me.
What?
My picture, yeah.
Henry, you did not tell me you were an expert speller.
Well, I don't talk about stuff like that. And then from E.B. Terry School, Miss Robin Duncan, another excellent student. So that was the pictures in the 1968 Daily Times of the Spelling Bee winners.
Henry is a championship speller.
I don't know about
Are you like a black belt in karate?
No,
too? I
I'm
don't know
not.
about.
I just, it's one of those things, some people can dunk it, and I can spell.
There you go. Are you like Walter Mitty? Is there always like information out there that I don't know?
No, it's more or less reserved.
Is off the record. All the good
That's
stuff
right.
always is.
Now, let's go to 1978. You want to?
Mhm.
Let's go from spelling to food.
Excellent.
Here's a big advertisement, and let's see. It was located, well, let me give you the name of it first.
Okay.
Cassie's Ham and Biscuit Place. I like that name. Cassie's Ham and Biscuit Place on 31W between Cave City and Horse Cave.
Okay.
Country ham dinner, a special with green beans, stewed potatoes, baked apples, fresh sliced tomatoes, and homemade biscuits. That was a special. Let me get over to page 2. No, it doesn't say anything else about like how much it would have cost, but with those ingredients, I wouldn't have mattered what it was. I was going to buy it.
Well, I mean, it all sounds good, but the stewed potatoes, I'm not really sure about them.
Yeah, well,
They make me kind of nervous.
Well, they're good though. You just close your eyes and eat them.
It's the whole texture that bothers me, like the sauce and the potato. I don't know.
Here in 1988, we were still heavy into the waterbed world.
What?
And this day in 1988, an advertisement. This was in the this was in the Glasgow Times. An advertisement for the grand opening of Waterbed Fred's.
Waterbed Fred's.
Waterbed Fred's Cloud
Nine
9 Sleeper Shop and Furniture.
I love that name.
At 117 Park Avenue, right next to Tri-City Shoes. Trying on some shoes? Okay, walk next door to Waterbed Fred's.
Dude, that's great.
Cloud 9 Sleeper Shop. And that's certainly, with waterbeds, you kind of got to try before you buy.
Exactly.
And that's what you could do out there in the Park Avenue
Waterbed
Shopping
Fred's.
Center.
That's the best name ever.
You like that name?
I do.
All right, that was 1988. Let me get over to 1998. There was a picture in the Glasgow Daily Times this day in 1998 of Gilbert Martin being one of the first customers to visit the temporary quarters of County Clerk Pam Browning. So you see, we had all this construction going on and had to have a temporary clerk's office. And there was a picture of Mr. Martin, one of the first customers to come out there to the county court clerk's office in 1998. And then in 2008, this was actually this was a news story, advertisement also, but for Phillips Everyday IGA in Hiceville, holding the ribbon cutting. It's the same business, it's the same place, just a different name. It's Phillips Everyday IGA. Back in 2008.
10 years ago.
It's a part of our history. Some things it rings a bell. Some things that remind you of something else, and some things it's just good to know how things were handled.
And sometimes you learn things like that you were a spelling bee champion. And I do know the song White Christmas for the record.
I figured you did.
And I'm pro-loitering.
And all the words.
And more government study. That's what we need.
So that's what we have, you see.
Yes.
It's a fascinating hodgepodge of stuff.
Hodgepodge, the word of the day for today.
Well, I have to check out the etymology of hodgepodge because it's just one of those, it's a useful word.
Look at you, etymology and hodgepodge in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like $15 right there.
One leads to the other, only on a Scrabble board.
Ain't that it?
All right, we'll play, won't play anything. We'll
play archives tomorrow.
We'll play the archives tomorrow, and we'll enjoy when we do so. And we'll also play trivia around the corner, too. So maybe that's what I was getting at.
Probably.
Thanks to our sponsors, Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, as well as the Tony Hogan Health Clinic. You're invited to attend an inspiring gospel meeting at the South Green Street Church of Christ. Mark your calendar for March 25th through the 28th. Well-known professor from Freed-Hardeman University, Ralph Gilmore, will conduct the meeting. Opportunities to attend begin Sunday, March 25th at 10:30 a.m. and 6 p.m., and then continuing the following Monday through Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. nightly. Plan now to attend each of these special presentations with respected speaker Ralph Gilmore. The South Green Street Church of Christ invites everyone to experience this special gospel meeting March 25th through the 28th.
We're here with the Shrimp Trio.
Choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish.
Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Scattered snow showers tapering to an end for us here this morning. Clouds will linger into the afternoon. We do continue with the winter weather advisory through 1 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures today reaching highs only in the low 40s. Gusty northwest winds between about 10 and 20 miles per hour. Decreasing clouds tonight, mid-20s. Sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures into low 50s tomorrow afternoon. Cloudy in mid-50s for Friday. Rain Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. We've had, in terms of precipitation here in the past 24 hours, about 1,700, but really that adds up to more like a half an inch of snow in the past 24 hours. The current barometer reading is at 29.79, 100% humidity. West wind still a little biting out of the west at 11 miles an hour. 32 at WCLU. Weather brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank. Now, let me tell you about our person of the day here. It is Danny Payne Day on the radio. Now, let's see. Danny Payne was requested to be good as gold back in February. And the reason for it is that he's a great brother. And, you know, Sis was thinking about, I got to pat my brother on the back, so Betty nominated Danny Payne to be good as gold. So if you happen to see Danny Payne around town, give him a much-deserved pat on the back and let him know he's good as gold. From his friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. We would appreciate that.
Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
All right, let me tell you about Pam Sherfy having a birthday today. We just learned happy birthday to Pam Sherfy. Now, let me also remind you again that Barron County schools are closed. Metcalfe County, Hart County, Edmondson County is closed. Monroe County on a 1-hour delay today. Why don't we play trivia? Why don't we give away a good fish and more dinner at Long John's? I'm ready if you are. Long John Silver's A&W All-American Foods in Glasgow has a huge deal for a limited time. Listen up. Not one, but 2 double cheeseburgers for $6. Now, these are 2 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. What a deal. You can't find anything like that except at Long John's A&W on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. 2 double cheeseburgers, 1/3 pound, $6. Wow. Long John's. Here we go with the question. You provide the answer. Long John's will welcome you in with open arms out there for sure. In the world of coal mining, what was a putter? All right. We have a rich history of coal mining in this state, and I think this particular term might have originated actually over in England in the mines. But in the world of coal mining, what was a putter? 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 trivia.
Yeah. Was it that little car that they would go inside the mine with?
No, that's not what I needed to know. Trivia.
You just split the coal.
No, it's not right. In the world of coal mining, what was a putter? Trivia.
Was the drill?
No. Trivia.
Was it the guy that brought the empty tubs back?
You're getting close, but keep working at it. Trivia.
The guy that pushes the coal from one place to another.
All right. I'm trying to think here. Give it a little bit more thought. Trivia.
All right.
Are you there?
Yes.
You got an answer?
Yes, I do. It's a boy or a young man that pushes tubs of coal.
Okay, now that's what I needed to know. First of all, tell me who this is.
Belinda Cash.
Belinda Cash?
Yes.
Okay, Belinda. Now, here's the thing. Putter is actually tied to children.
Yes.
And so, you see, this is one of the things that this is it's kind of a sad part of the coal industry. Small children, men, or small boys, were used to push the coal out of the mine.
Yes.
And those are little fellas called putters. That's the origin of that term, quite honestly. Let me get okay, your first name is Belinda?
Sir.
I don't want to mess that up, first of all. Belinda Cash. Well, congratulations for winning. And yeah, that's right. I was holding off, you see, because several people said, well, it's the guy that pushes the coal out. Well, you know, it's what you need to know is it's not the guy, it's a little kid pushing the coal out. The putter. as the putter was known. So, when you think about, I don't know, people will say such and such was just puttering along.
Yeah.
It reminds you of a little kid pushing a coal out of a mine.
Yeah.
All right, Belinda Cash, you come down here and we'll have a card that will let you go to Long John's A&W and enjoy fishing more, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Belinda Cash, yeah. If you grew up in the coal country, you would know what a putter was. A putter is a little, I get the feeling like 10, 11, 12-year-old boy pushing the coal bucket out of the mine. Certainly would have to be a thankless job, but I'm sure that in many cases they felt like they were helping out the family. But nonetheless, overall, it's a different day and time. The little putter pushing the coal bucket out of the mine. Belinda Cash knew the answer to that, and I'm glad we held out to kind of get the fact that yes, he would have eventually been a man, but back then he was a little fella, the putter. We'll play tomorrow, and hopefully you can chime in and win. And thanks to Long John's A&W for letting us do this every day.
Suspected Texas serial bomber is dead. He blew himself up in his car early this morning as police closed in the Austin suburb of Round Rock. Police Chief Brian Manley.
The suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle, knocking one of our SWAT officers back, and one of our SWAT officers fired at the suspect as well.
Police say that suspect was a 24-year-old man. They are not releasing his name, but say they first located his car at a hotel along I-35. 5 explosions killed 2 people this month and wounded 5 others. Manley says the danger is not over.
We don't know where this suspect has spent his last 24 hours, and therefore we still need to remain vigilant to ensure that no other packages or devices have been left through the community.
President Trump has just tweeted congratulating law enforcers in Texas for their efforts. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU-FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Riley. 32 degrees, 712 from WCLU. We've had snow overnight. We have school cancellations for Barron County, Metcalfe County, Hart County, Edmonson County schools, and of course we have the Monroe County schools on a 1-hour delay today. Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel. Actually, it's Ken Boone working at the Weather Channel this morning. Snow through about 9 o'clock this morning, 39 for the high temperature. The winds will still be brisk up to 17 miles an hour. Let's get our next check of local news. Live in the newsroom, it's News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Now, the Horse Cave Police Department's been in the headlines recently, and few details have been released in regard to the active FBI investigation into the department. Initially, with pay, Chief Sean Henry and Officer Chris Trulock were put on administrative leave. That leave is now non-paid. Now, this week in Hart District Court, Chief Sean Henry took the stand to testify in a preliminary hearing in a case that did not involve the department, however, involved an arrest made by the department. Glasgow attorney Johnny Bell was representing a client who was facing drug charges, and the hearing was to determine whether or not there was probable cause to move forward and bump the case up to circuit court. Limited to only one question, which is not common practice, but completely within the rights of the court, Bell turned to Chief Sean Henry and asked him point blank, only one question: did you plant drugs on my client? To which Henry pled the Fifth Amendment. Now, pleading the Fifth is absolutely not an admission of guilt. The Fifth Amendment protects an individual from being compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself or be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Now, at least for the past 4 years, Bell has represented clients who not only question the integrity of the department, but also accuse them of planting evidence. While not confirmed by the department, the city of Horse Cave, or the FBI, that same rumor has been circulating just as long. Henry told the court that his attorney had instructed him to plead the Fifth Amendment. That case was ultimately dismissed, as were 2 others on the same day, all cases involving the Horse Cave Police Department. Joe Plunk's an engineer with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and he discussed the county's rural secondary road plan with the Barron Fiscal Court yesterday. Now, this upcoming year, the county will have just over $2.1 million in secondary road funds. That includes the carryover as well as new money. Now, 38% of that money goes to maintain the state roads, 20% of that money is considered flex funds, and they're used for rural secondary roads. Coming in a little over $319,000, this year's rural secondary road funds are $82,000 more than last year. Now, when it comes to deciding on what road projects will be included in any plan, the first thing looked at is the actual condition of the roadway. The number of homes and businesses on the road, as well as the amount of traffic, are also taken into consideration. On a 1 to 10 scale, with 1 being near perfect condition, 10 being the worst possible, flex funds are spent on roads that rank 5 or more. This year, the governor's discretionary funds will go towards roads that rank 8 or higher. Magistrate Carl Dickerson asked who determined how the discretionary funds are distributed. Plunk said the request must be made by either the fiscal court, a state representative, or state senator. That request is then sent to a panel that will ultimately make a recommendation to the governor's office. Now, Judge Michael Hale said he had scheduled a recent meeting with the residents of Siloam Road and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and that the cancellation of that meeting was a decision made by the cabinet, not a local decision. Plunk said he had traveled that road himself, and overall it was in pretty excellent condition. However, he did recognize the flooding issues that impact about 3/10 of a mile. Judge Hale asked Plunk what can and cannot be done on Siloam Road, a road which is in Magistrate Dickerson's district, to address the flooding issues using these discretionary funds. And Plunk said these funds typically go toward asphalt projects, and the asphalt on Siloam Road is in good shape. Now, there are a few things that could be done to address the flooding, but even these wouldn't be a complete fix, and the ticket is pretty expensive.
In the ballpark of $100,000, I had Blake, I should say, had made that estimate, and he did a great job looking at all that would be required there with drainage improvements, ditching, cutting back shoulders and such. Could probably come a long way to making drainage improvements on that roadway.
Now, Siloam Road is located just outside Glasgow in southeastern Barron County. Less than 1 mile in total length, Siloam Road connects Highway 90 to Highway 63. Now, Plunk said he wanted to make it clear that they do not make the final decision on which projects get these discretionary funds. Here's the exchange between Plunk and Magistrate Carl Dickerson.
We're not the ones out looking at county-maintained roads to determine that. I'm sure Blake would be happy to go with you and, make some judgments and see, does it make sense? Are you likely to get funds on this one, or would this other road make more sense? But I just want everyone in the room to know that we're not out there initiating those on your behalf.
Let me get something straight. The county judge executive is in charge of the county road department. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is That's state law.
I'm
That's
assuming
statute.
that's the case. Yeah.
That's right. So we can override anything he does if this body votes to send a road up to you guys. Is that correct? If this body sends a road to you guys requesting it be fixed, if the county judge executive doesn't agree with that, this body can send it without his approval. Is that correct?
I would refer that question to the fiscal court clerk, or the county attorney. I don't know that.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
WCLU News asked Judge Hale if he was against the Siloam Road project.
Magistrate Dickerson has not spoke to me directly about Siloam Road. I have heard that he's talked to other people about Siloam Road, but he has not directly talked to me. Don't know exactly where that came from. The court has not pushed me on that road at all. Matter of fact, I don't know of any road that the court's actually pushed me on.
In other routine business, the court acknowledged the report from Emergency Management, as well as the Budget Committee, Building and Property Committee, and Transportation Committee. They did approve the purchase of a new sheriff's utility vehicle paid for by the money generated from the sale of alcohol. A recent session of the Metcalfe County Grand Juries returned several indictments. 42-year-old Christopher David Hollingsworth of Edmonton was indicted for 1 count of flagrant non-support. 30-year-old Travis Decker of Burkesville, 1 count of flagrant non-support. 24-year-old Cody Kevin Ray Norris of Edmonton, 18-year-old Kelsey C. Brown of Glasgow were included on a single indictment, each charged with 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance, 1 count prescription of a controlled substance not in the proper container. 19-year-old Mitchell Ray White of Summershade was indicted on 1 count of theft by unlawful taking. 34-year-old Christopher David Cash of Edmonton was indicted on 8 counts of robbery first, 3 counts of menacing, possession of marijuana, DUI, improper driving on the left side of the road, and reckless driving. Now remember, an indictment's an accusation only, and all individuals should be considered as innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of law. 7:19 a.m. Stay tuned. More local news coming up right after this.
At Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, we're moving on up. Well, moving on up the street, that is. This is nurse practitioner Brittany Jackson, and our practice has been so blessed over the past 2 years, we are having to move to accommodate our growth and be able to provide the quality hometown healing you have come to know and trust. We love our central location now, so we are only moving up the street to 1214B North Race Street on the corner of North Race and Professional Park across from TJ Sampson Hospital. We will be open at our new location starting April 2nd. Samantha and I can't wait for you to check it out, and don't worry, our phone number will remain the same, as will our commitment to treating our patients just like family. Be sure to keep up with us on Facebook and look for more upcoming exciting announcements. Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, growing to better serve you and your family, moving to 1214B North Race Street starting April 2nd. Call now, 270-629-6722 to make an appointment today for our bigger and better location.
Here we are at Bailey Gibson Buick GM.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis.
In more local news, utilities get corporate tax cuts and the Public Service Commission makes them kick back a portion to their customers. The PSC reduced the total annual revenue, the KU and Louisville Gas and Electric, by $203.8 million to reflect the reduction in federal corporate income taxes. As a result of that reduction, KU residential electric customers will see their average monthly bills decrease by about 6%. So a $150 bill would see a $9 savings. Now, the federal law enacted in December reduced the corporate tax rate from 35 to 21% beginning this year, substantially reducing the tax burden on for-profit investor-owned utilities. The reduced tax burden in turn reduces the amount of revenue utilities need in order to offer their investors an opportunity to earn a reasonable rate of return. The revenue reduction will be reflected in a credit, the Tax Cut and Jobs Act surcredit, that will appear on KU customer bills. It will take effect April 1st of this year and will extend through April 30th of next year. It will reflect both ongoing tax savings and an additional credit for the first 3 months of the year. Again, this is only for-profit utilities that are investor-owned. And here's Ernie Myers with the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce.
Ernie Myers at the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce. Just wanted to tell you that this afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we shall have a ribbon cutting at Miracle Ear. Miracle Ear will have its grand opening at 101 State Avenue. That's Suite E this afternoon, 2 o'clock, celebrating their move to a new location. So come out and help us celebrate their new move with the ribbon cutting, 101 State Avenue, Suite E. That's Miracle Ear, and we sure do appreciate their chamber membership, and let's celebrate their new location. So that's what's happening with the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce, working together, building a better community.
West Central Kentucky gas prices are up by about 7 cents to $2.37 a gallon this week, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. On the national front, consumer gas demand's at the highest level on record for March. According to the EIA latest report, demand measured at 9.6 million barrels a day, levels typical of summer months, not the first quarter of a year. Now, U.S. exports continue to trend high, accounting for a large chunk of this week's demand data. Today's national gas price average is 2 cents more than last month and more than a quarter higher than the same time last year. When it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, Glasgow and Tompkinsville are in a tie for the lowest at $2.29. Edmonton's a couple cents higher at $2.31. Munfordville, Horse Cave, and Cave City are all at $2.35. Park City and Smiths Grove are $2.39. Brownsville and Bowling Green at $2.45. And Scottsville has the highest area average, where motorists are paying $2.49 a gallon. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:25 a.m., 32 degrees.
This is Zach Owen with this week's Trojan Report. Interested in live production, film, broadcasting, media production, marketing, social media management, or even graphic design? Then you need to join the BCHS Live online video production. To sign up, go to online at www.bchslive and fill out the BCHS Live questionnaire form, and they will be in contact with you as soon as possible. There will be a BCHS senior parent meeting on Tuesday, March 27th at 6 p.m. in the BCHS library. All committees will be formed for senior breakfast. Baccalaureate speakers will be chosen and calendars distributed. The BCHS Beta Club is hosting a mother-son dance on March 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Trojan Academy gym. All mothers and sons, grandmothers and grandsons, aunts and nephews, etc. are welcome to attend. The cost is $10 per couple and $5 for each additional child. Tickets are available at the door only. Email stephanie.esters@barron.kyschools.us for more information. The BCHS football team is sponsoring a spring expo on Saturday, April 28th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the Barron County High School gym. Admission is $1 per person. All type vendors are invited to join. A 12x12 booth rental is $30. A silent auction is also planned. Vendors are requested to donate an item to the silent auction from their booth. Email jackson.arnett@barron.kyschools.us for an application. Booth fees and admission proceeds will benefit the football team. And congratulations to the BCHS football team on their performance at the Monroe County Lift-a-thon this past weekend, where the team placed second overall. And on the sports calendar for this week, today the freshman softball team will be at Allen County Scottsville, and the JV baseball team will travel to Bardstown, Bethlehem. Tomorrow, the softball teams will be at South Warren. The JV basketball team will be at South Warren, and the track teams are at Glasgow, and the tennis teams will host Metcalfe County. Friday, the baseball teams will take on Louisville Desales at the Bowling Green Ballpark. For a daily rundown on what's happening at BCHS, tune in to our student-led radio station, 88.7 FM, and on weekday mornings at 7 a.m. and afternoons around 3 p.m. And that's all for this week's Trojan Report from Barron County High School, where we value pride through preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. We are BC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Scott County officials have identified the man shot and killed by a Georgetown police officer during a home invasion. Georgetown Police Chief Mike Bosey says 32-year-old Joel Flume was armed with 2 handguns early Tuesday morning when he broke into a home on Echo Path. Bosey says Flume raised his arm during a confrontation with the officer, which led to the shooting. A child was sleeping in the home during the invasion. The officer involved in the shooting is on administrative leave. An Indianapolis dialysis nurse is found not guilty by reason of insanity and the death of a 6-year-old, but is sentenced for assault charges.
Ronald Exantis was found not guilty by reason of insanity for the 2015 murder of 6-year-old Logan Tipton in Versailles, but guilty but insane for assault charges involving the child's family. Exantis' attorney, Kim Green.
The case is not easy. I don't know how it can be easy when you have a dead 6-year-old.
The jury recommended a 20-year prison sentence. A judge will formally sentence Exantis next month. I'm Haley Hansen.
Laurel County police are searching for a person of interest after a body is found in a London, Kentucky home. Officials discovered the body off Hunter's Trace Tuesday afternoon. Police are now searching for Kenneth W. Lipscomb, who may be responsible for the death. Police say he may be dangerous and could have a weapon. A Republican candidate for Congress in Louisville is apologizing after joking about shooting the city's sitting Democratic congressman. Candidate Carl Nett tweeted yesterday that Congressman John Yarmouth should move his NRA pin off his lapel. Nett tweeted yesterday that Yarmouth should move it over just a bit. I was trained center mass. Nett is a GOP candidate for Kentucky's Secretary of State and a former Secret Service and CIA agent. Nett later deleted the tweet and apologized, saying he was trying to be clever. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Looking.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to
foods and take advantage. Again, the entire store must be liquidated, plus up to $1,500 in prizes and giveaways. Hurry into Marianne's Hallmark today.
Scattered snow showers tapering to an end for us here this morning. Clouds will linger into the afternoon. We do continue with the winter weather advisory through 1 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures today reaching highs only in the low 40s. Gusty northwest winds between about 10 and 20 miles per hour. Decreasing clouds tonight, mid-20s. Sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures into the low 50s tomorrow afternoon. Cloudy in mid-50s for Friday. Rain Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Still chilly out there, 32 degrees. Looks like most of the precipitation is well off to the east right now, but we did get about 0.17 of an inch of moisture, which adds up to a little more snow. It's another one of those mornings where the snow blew in here. I was thinking on the way to work this morning, boy, this would be a good Christmas card photo opportunity. Driving down South Green Street with all the beautiful trees with the snow kind of flocked on them. But nonetheless, didn't see anybody out taking Christmas card photos this morning. 32 degrees now.
Money may not grow on trees simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Stop by today to open your Platinum Plus account, member FDIC.
Morning, friends. What America needs is a spiritual renewal and a reconciliation. First, man with God, and second, man with man. These words were spoken by Ronald Reagan in 1976. No truer words have ever been spoken. As long as America continues to murder the unborn, as long as we continue to give increased approval to all sorts of immorality and sexual sin, and as long as these United States seem to oppress the unfortunate and practice racial and national discrimination, then we will continue to dance with the devil. We are heading toward the falls in a barrel, and if we do not turn around quickly, then we may find out that it is too late to avoid the destruction that surely comes with such actions. When America abandons the godly principles laid out within God's Word, then America has signed its own death warrant. As long as we look to the philosophies of men and women who have little regard for what God has revealed in His inspired Word, and hold up entertainers and sports figures as people who are experts in life as well as living, then we are riding a train to nowhere. I don't believe we'll like the destination. We need to awaken from our stupor, strip off the godlessness, and look to the only source of life, Jesus Christ. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Don't forget, today's cleanup day is, since this is Wednesday, the Barron County Cleanup Center is going to be at the East Barron Volunteer Fire Department. East Barron Volunteer Fire Department, they start about 7:30. They should be just about started there at East Barron. And that will be today until 4:30. Tomorrow's locations, Haywood and Austin Volunteer Fire Departments. So let's get cleaned up around here. You want to? Also, coming up tomorrow, I want you to know about the Barron County Government Center that's going to close at noon tomorrow. for the funeral of Barron County Sheriff's Detective Rusty Anderson. The Government Center will reopen on Friday morning at 8 a.m., but will be closed tomorrow, Thursday the 22nd, beginning at 12 noon. Why don't we check the birthdays?
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
Let me tell you about some mighty special folks who are having birthdays today that we have made note of here at WCLU. For example, twins Randy and Brandy Driver. We have Lisa Brody, Matea Wyatt. We understand Matea is 18 today. Pam Sherfy is celebrating today, too. It's Donald Ford's birthday. Larry Martin, Terry Murray, Jayla Escamilla. Jayla Escamilla is 5 today. It's Caden Richardson, who is 8. Heather Hayden, Ruth Ann Sexton, Steve Richardson, and Jerry Mays. It's all birthdays this morning so far. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, it's a simple click here at WCLUradio.com.
When Fire Pit Spirits first opened,
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000.
Danny Payne Day here on the radio. Now, Danny was requested to be good as gold, actually back in February. The reason for the nomination, he is a great brother. And, boy, it's a nice thing to have to be said about you from your sister there. Miss Betty had written in to tell us about Danny Payne. He's a great brother. And now I want you to know that he's as good as gold from his friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas. All right. They're going to have something good down there guaranteed for dinner today. We got Tidbit News coming up here shortly.
The story of Easter is more than the story of the resurrection of Jesus. It is the ultimate story of rescue and redemption. It gives hope and salvation to all who believe. Coral Hill, Emmanuel, and First Baptist churches, along with Harlow's Chapel, invite you and your family to a celebration of worship, April 1st at the Barron County High School Gymnasium. Join us this Easter as we share the greatest story ever told. Doors open at 9. Service begins at 10. Child care provided.
Hi, this is William Gregley, pharmacist at Medical Arts Pharmacy.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500. Or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Bring in the singers over here. I'm talking about the Tidbit News singers who want to sing.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Tidbit News, it's where we look at things that might not make the headlines, but nonetheless, they can be a little on the newsy side, you think?
A little on the funny side or ridiculous side.
Well, let's see what you think about this story for the first position of Tidbit News today.
Okay.
Useless tidbit research.
There we go.
Tidbit research. When you look at all the facts, it don't mean jack. It's useless tidbit research.
Yes, indeed. It's time for us to look at some useless tidbit news. Actually, you can be the judge on this.
Okay.
Because it might be useless, might be useful, but I haven't seen this before.
Let's hear it.
All right. Excuse me. Packing on pounds seems to dull people's sense of taste.
Okay.
And researchers turn to mice to figure out why. Obesity, they found, can rob the tongue of taste buds. Cornell University researchers wondered why some earlier studies showed obese people often taste flavors less intensely than lean people.
Is that like the body's defense mechanism to stay?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste that good. Stop eating it.
Well, they fed lab mice a high-fat diet. It caused rapid weight gain and then took a fewer taste buds than lean mice and fed a normal diet. They said the culprit appears to be...
Wait. They took lab mice, scraped off some of their taste buds.
Yeah.
And then fed them the same food.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the report yesterday came out that obese mice had 25% fewer taste buds than lean mice.
If it's any consolation, I can't taste a thing.
They said the culprit appears to be obesity-related inflammation, which can interrupt the normal regeneration of taste buds.
Here's what I want to know. I want to know whose job is it to be the taste bud counter?
I don't know.
On mice.
Yeah.
You gotta have a microscope, I think. Stick your tongue out there.
Well, it's like high-fat diet led to weight loss. Okay, that's a given.
Scientists say if Tuesday's findings pan out, that could lead to new ways to treat obesity. You know,
I get that you want to treat obesity, but I mean, I think meanwhile we've got homeless kids and starving vets, and vice versa. So.
Well, you have information there about just things that they have found.
Well, so what are you going to do to treat obesity? Scrape somebody's taste buds off?
Well, I'm guessing what they're going to do is figure out some way to make it taste worse. I don't know.
Outlaw spoons.
Yeah.
They can come to my house and eat cooking. It tastes worse.
You think that'd be good, wouldn't it?
I mean, I can make like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
Make a mean bowl of cereal.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, let's see here.
If it's made at home, it's homemade.
You bet.
Oh, and Henry, check this out. So I looked up Walter Mitty, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Now, Mark, listen. So the guy that played Walter Mitty is this actor named Danny Kaye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was
that was in the movie, of course.
Like you don't know who? I mean, Danny Kaye's like famous actor. A guy named.
Before I was so rudely interrupted, Danny Kaye is the actor that played Walter Mitty, right? Something that he's also famous for is being able to do the inchworm.
Yes.
Mark, I'm gonna need you to do the inchworm.
The inchworm. I mean, it'd be like a caterpillar.
Well, since you are Walter Mitty, and then we're gonna need to shoot a video of that.
You know, Ben Stiller was Walter Mitty too.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a big Ben Stiller fan. I mean, he's all right. But
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good in like Dodgeball.
Oh my! No, he's not. Good
He's
at
an average Joe. Come on. Now.
Talladega Nights is the best movie ever. Yeah. Whatever.
Well, you know.
Exactly.
Speaking of Walter Mitty, you know who some famous Walter Mittys were?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Yes, I am. Richard Nixon was a famous Walter Mitty. George Bush.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it. George Bush was on the aircraft carrier wearing a fighter jacket with a fighter helmet, declaring that we had won the war against Iraq.
He's put himself in that position.
Well,
so Tom Cruise jumping on the couch, would he be a Walter Mitty?
I don't know. I mean, it's a guy who's hapless and ineffectual and a daydreamer.
And Henry calls you Walter
Mitty. I appreciate that, Henry.
Hey, I had my reasons.
Well, that's what I asked. I asked Judge Hale yesterday. I said, "What happens if you meet a guy who's a Walter Mitty, but everything is true? What is he? I mean, like." What is he then?
So that's why Judge Hale said, "What is wrong with Mark?"
No, that's not what he said.
That's what he said to me.
Oh, well.
No, he didn't say that.
He plays double agent now.
Secret agent.
Here's the thing. It's just an observation.
It's actually, my wife noted it as being very, a very good analysis right off the bat.
Dude, and Henry never says stuff like that about people.
No,
ever,
but you hit it
ever.
right on the head.
Dude, he called you out like almost instantly.
And it's character judge, I guess.
Hey, he could have spelled it out too. Spelling bee champion.
I couldn't have. Speaking of that, did you see the picture we had up earlier?
Of Henry?
Yeah, we got there he is. There's the old putter.
There it is. That's right.
What was the winning word, Henry?
I believe it was
supercalifragilistic.
I think I know what it is. It is gosh, I don't know. I got to think back. I think it might have been arithmetic.
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 M-A-T-H.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been that. Anyway.
So
I never made it very far.
We're going to let him have the show back.
Yeah. I got another tidbit news theme.
Let's hear it.
Food news.
Food
you
news.
can use.
Apple peaches, pumpkin pie.
Are you ready for the food news?
That's good stuff there. I like the theme.
All right. There's a warning out this morning from England.
Okay.
Some of the country's favorite, from fish and chips to chicken tikka masala, might be threatened by climate change. Now, this is something to think about.
Well, the fish,
The World Wildlife Fund says warmer seas could see populations of cod displaced by other species, leading to a new fish supper called anchovies and chips. Doesn't sound good at all.
No.
Cod has long been the staple in fish and chips, which dates back to the 19th century. Experts say chicken may suffer from worse welfare as the world warms and will have to be fed on alternatives such as algae and insects.
Yeah.
If soy production is hit by higher temperatures and changes to rainfall.
Well, I mean, people say, it's only a couple degrees difference. Well, that's the difference in freezing and thawing. So.
Well, right. They had a thing, Anonymous had, the faceless guy or whatever on YouTube that does those scathing reports. But anyway, people on the planet eat 4 basic fish, and those 4 basic fish that we've wiped out are the ones that are the most important for the ecology of the ocean. And that we are systematically eating ourselves out of a house and home, literally.
But not fish and chips, surely.
Well, it's pretty popular over there, I guess.
Cod.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, you got the cod sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we have
it's a good thing I get my cod from the grocery store.
Says the cheap chicken and key ingredients like tikka masala, such as rice, tomatoes, and onions, could all face price rises and shortages as a result of warmer conditions and changing weather.
Where do they come from the grocery store?
We told you first.
Food news.
you can use.
Apple peaches, pumpkin pie.
I love that. That's
and one more. This is, I have no theme for this, but I'm going to tell you I'm using this today because it's in the news today. And
I'm shocked that you don't have a theme.
It's mean.
I already love it.
Angela, you got to ask Nellie to show you through the list of the tidbit themes. There's quite the list.
Yeah. Okay.
Mean. This is the headline. If I was coming up with a theme, it's mean.
I already love it.
Mean theme.
Dateline is Aberdeen, South Dakota. The story reads, a Minnesota man who helped steal a puppy belonging to a South Dakota police officer who was recovering from brain surgery has been sentenced to a month in jail and fined $854.
That's it?
Did you get this? This was a puppy. It belonged to a policeman who was recovering from brain surgery. He gets a month in jail and $854 fine.
It's a wonder they didn't give him like 20 years in the electric chair.
The American News reports 19-year-old Hassan Youssef of Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Holy moly.
Pleaded guilty earlier this month of being an accessory to a felony. Police say the 4-week-old German Shepherd and electronic devices were taken September the 30th from the home of Aberdeen officer Bryson Bruce. The puppy was later let loose in Minnesota.
Wow.
It was found by a Minnesota resident who placed an ad on social media, and police intervened to arrange for the dog's return.
I think that there's a couple of offenses that there's a special place in hell for you. Like if you pull into a handicapped spot and you're not handicapped, and you stole a guy who is a cop, whose brain surgery. Yeah.
You steal his puppy.
You steal his puppy.
That's like stomping his goldfish. You can do stuff
and look,
like that.
I'll just point it out. I'll be the one to point it out. In the United States, with a name like that guy's, in this climate, yeah.
I don't care if his name was Waterbed Fred. You don't steal somebody's puppy.
You don't take somebody's puppy for sure.
Or stomp their goldfish.
Well, I mean,
or mess with their cotton candy.
Think about how lucky. I mean, the dog could have just been gone forever.
Well, I mean,
drop it off in another state.
They sent him to Minnesota. They might as well send him to Mars.
Yeah, hopefully it sent him to, let's hope it was the right season.
I think they should have made him volunteer at the animal shelter there for like $1 million.
Yeah, that would have been it. That's pretty mean. But it is by definition textbook mean.
Well, Henry, I've got this button up here in the newsroom that says "I'm mean because you're stupid."
Yeah,
so
I saw
think that guy's pretty stupid.
I didn't know if somebody gave it to you or if that was you.
Oh no, both.
Oh man.
All right, that's what we have today: tidbit news, food news, useless news, and mean news. This growing season in southern Kentucky is going to be better than ever because this season growers have crop production services located at the corner of Bowling Green Road and Reynolds Road to partner with them. The Glasgow location of Crop Production Services is the hub for serving Barron, Metcalfe, and Monroe counties in south central Kentucky. Ricky Houchins, Sheila Steenbergen, Kevin Deckard, and Josh Timbers want you to come by and see how Crop Production Services have every angle covered, from crop protection applied with state-of-the-art John Deere sprayers for maximum yield to fertilizers and nutritionals, seed, soil sampling, and crop consulting. We even have pull spreaders on hand for pasture or hay. Look for the Big Green Roof at the corner of Bowling Green Road and Reynolds Road. Call the store at 270-629-CROP or 629-2767 or contact Ricky Houchins at 270-670-7770 and he'll come to see you. Crop Production Services. We're your next farm input provider. Here we are at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, Happy Valley Road.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin. where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are
on
gone.
the live and local 8 o'clock morning edition here on WCLU. Hang with us here on the radio. We need to remind you about tomorrow, the T.J. Sampson Community Hospital's 9th Annual Women's Conference at the Cave City Convention Center. Allie Taylor, an inspirational speaker who appeared in Rattled, a popular TV show on TLC, is going to share her very powerful personal story, which includes battling and defeating breast cancer at the age of 24, her struggle with infertility, and her amazing adoption experience. In addition, Miss Molly Matney, who is Miss Kentucky 2017, is going to be speaking about her experiences as Miss Kentucky. She will share her platform, Farm Fit. As always, health screenings, additional health and wellness presentations, a light breakfast, delicious lunch, and much more included. It is an experience that ladies will absolutely enjoy and treasure having gotten to go, and it's coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the Barron County Historical Society invites you to the meeting down at the Mary Weldon Library. Sandy Gorin of Gorin Genealogical Publishing is going to share The Gospel According to Aunt Lucy, or How to Sabotage Your Family Tree. How's that for intriguing? The public is invited to attend, no charge for the attendance. That's coming up tomorrow. Stand by for Angela Briggs in the live and local 8 o'clock morning edition, coming your way straight ahead here on WCLU.
A local radio service of Rice Radio Incorporated, WCLU FM, Munfordville, Glasgow.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry.
Presented by TheraWorks Relief.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A suspected serial bomber is dead, but the danger may not be over. Austin, Texas Mayor Steve Adler.
The message today is remain vigilant. Keep your eye out for things. This investigation is continuing.
Fear the 24-year-old suspect may have mailed additional packages before police found his car at a hotel in the suburb of Round Rock this morning. As SWAT teams followed on Interstate 35, they say he ran into a ditch, detonated an explosive, and blew himself up. CBS's Nikki Baptiste.
This investigation is ongoing. They're confident this man is responsible for all incidents here in Austin since March 2nd, but they haven't completely ruled out possible accomplices.
2 people were killed, 5 injured in explosions this month. Correspondent Omar Villafranca is in Round Rock.
People were on edge, and now people are breathing a sigh of relief. The interim police chief of Austin, Brian Manley, we actually saw him smile. This is a man for the past 3 weeks who has been very tense.
Snow is falling along the East Coast, where the 4th nor'easter of the month has begun. With as many as 8 inches expected in Washington, President Trump has canceled his events for the day. New York City and parts of New Jersey are expected to bear the brunt with more than a foot. This man is in Mount Holly.
I think this is the last one, though. I think after this one is done, I think we're good.
Many schools are closed. Almost 4,000 flights have been canceled. What's expected to be the most powerful rainstorm of the year has begun in Santa Barbara County, California. WBZ TV meteorologist Eric Fisher.
This a particularly dangerous storm, 5 to 10 inches of rain into the foothills of Southern California, and so especially in recent burn areas. Mudslides, debris flows do look very likely with an atmospheric river.
About 21,000 ordered to evacuate. There's fallout over a phone call President Trump made to Vladimir Putin. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
CBS News has learned the president was warned not to congratulate Vladimir Putin on his re-election. His decision to do it anyway sparked criticism from top Republicans. Senator John McCain said in a statement, "An American president does not lead the free world by congratulating dictators on winning sham elections." Word from inside the White House that Mr. Trump was advised not to do it speaks of how strongly his own aides feel that their boss made a mistake.
The reason obesity rates have skyrocketed may be a matter of taste. CBS's Anne-Marie Green on a study from Cornell University.
They discovered that obese mice had 25% fewer taste buds than lean mice fed a normal diet. Scientists say if the findings pan out, they could lead to new ways to treat obesity.
They blame obesity-related inflammation. This is CBS News.
To prevent and relieve